science of spiritualism. This is Lilydale Radio.
Hello, everyone. I'm Colleen Vander Zijden, and this is Lilydale Radio. You are listening on Blog Talk Radio and also probably watching on Facebook on my Colleen Vander Zijden Medium and Self-Empowerment page. Hi, Stefan. Nice to see you. It's so nice to be back. I've been gone for a couple of weeks. I had some internet issues at my the last place I was at for that last week there, the internet was horrible. I couldn't even do anything. I could barely send an email out, much less do my show. So it was really strange. I feel like it's been a long time since I've been here talking to you, which I suppose it's been a couple of weeks, but it feels longer than that to me. And for those of you who are just joining in, hi, Mary. I'm a registered medium at Lilydale Assembly, and I'm also a certified spiritual life coach. And as a medium, I do want to clarify what a medium does, because every now and then we get some people that don't really understand what a medium is and what a medium does. Hi, Barb. So nice to see you here too. It's so nice when I can see who's logging in and watching on Facebook, just so I can acknowledge that you're here. As a medium, we connect in with our loved ones on the other side. Okay, it's not really about making predictions. And sometimes the loved ones on the other side will talk about those things. I have experienced that, but we always have to remember that even if we picking up on something like that, we've got to take it, the information as it pertains. We want to make sure we don't take it as an end all, because of course it is being translated through the medium, and we do want to check that. So they're not necessarily going to tell you what to do. So many times they just want to say hi and how much they love you and that they're happy to be talking to you. And so as a medium, it's kind of cool, I have to say. I never know what I'm going to say when I'm talking to somebody. The words just come out of my mouth. And I find it really cool to sometimes acknowledge what's going on there. And I don't usually remember the things I say when I'm doing a reading either. So at the end of the reading, some things may come back to me or may not come back to me, and I won't remember some of the things I've said, which is always interesting when someone comes for a repeat reading as a private client. And they say, oh, I talked to you last year. And I'm thinking, I don't even remember you at all. And I'm so sorry I don't remember you at all. But it's just that I'm in that flow and I'm in that trance mode almost. So it's kind of cool to just to touch in with the other side and see what's happening. I do thank you so much for being here, because 2 weeks ago when I was on, I don't know what was going on. We could not get Blog Talk to work. The microphone, I don't know, and I know the microphone was working, it just wasn't working. So people would call in and they couldn't get through, or if they did get through, they couldn't hear what I was saying. So they would be watching on their iPad or something else, and then there would be this huge delay. So I'm so hoping we don't have any of those problems this week. I'm not sure what that was about at all. It was very strange. But if you're at all aware of medium land and energy work, these things happen sometimes. So it made for an interesting night, let me tell you. Hi, Michael. So nice to see you. And Dolores, too. Michael was trying to help me out. I do recall 2 weeks ago when I was having my problem with my phone system here, and he tried to call in. It wasn't working, and it was very nice of you, Michael, to send me a message to let me know that, what your experience was, because some other people did as well. And it was very helpful because it helped me kind of just, I don't even know what, I still don't know what was happening. But anyway, I do want to get back to why we're here, not just going on and on and on about the problems we've had here on my show. The name of the show is called Embracing Your Essence, and it's all about you, what you're feeling, who you truly are. My passion, my purpose is to help people become who they truly are. I love to do that. I love to help people look at something, a problem, an issue, anything, from a different perspective, and recognize there may be a different way to handle something or a different way to look at something. We can get so wrapped up in our problems and wrapped up in what we think is true that it can affect how we're feeling and how we're experiencing life. And we can feel really negative or down or depressed, whatever. And it's all because of our perceptions and what we're believing in our heads. That doesn't mean that by changing your perspective, you're going to all of a sudden be a happy-go-lucky Pollyanna type of person. But I can tell you from personal experience, I've been on this path since the year 2000. And my purpose for myself has been to discover who I am, to discover how I think, why I react a certain way to things. I love to figure out when I have an emotion that something's bothering me, how to shift that to get myself out of that, because I'm responsible for how I'm feeling. I don't mean to discount pain or anything like that when I say that, okay? If you're suffering from something huge, you have the pain, you're supposed to feel it, okay? I'm talking about the more general things we have, the problems we have in our lives. Sometimes, something as simple as somebody cutting you off when you're driving and you get all worked up about it, okay? Now if you're getting worked up about that, you got to kind of turn that one back on yourself. Yes, they may have cut you off. Yes, it was dangerous. However, are you going to hold on to it or are you going to let it go? So those kinds of things. I love helping people do that. And you can find out more about that on my website, ColleenVanderzijden.com. An easy link to that, in case you can't spell it, is psychicmediumcolleen.com. You can also, Angel's just saying that did you say your boyfriend flips out? Yeah, something like that. I can relate. I have somebody in my life who does the same thing. Something horrible happens and all of a sudden it's this big deal. It ruins our day and all that. And I'm thinking, why? Why do you do that? Give it up. Just let it go. It's just not important. Now, I do want to mention Lily Dale because all sorts of information is up online now. You can see a lot of the workshops are there, and we have so many cool things happening. There's so many wonderful mediums coming this summer that I kind of wish I wasn't working so I could go to all of these things. But I'll go to some. I won't go to everything. Your boyfriend as well. Oh my goodness, somebody else is saying their boyfriend as well flips out. Why do they do that? I don't understand. I just don't understand. Maybe it's a male thing. Maybe I should need a male to call in and tell me about that. So some of the things that are going to happen, I've just got a little bit of list here, so I do want to mention them. I won't mention everything because that would take forever. But the monks are coming. This is so important, of course. This is the opening weekend of Lily Dale, June 30th. And if you can come in the opening weekend, it's so much fun to see them. Okay, Linda, as she's talking about Sundays, I can't cope with it all. Yes, I'm going to talk tonight about consciousness shifting, and that may help some of the things I'm going to say. I understand, because there are days I wake up and I'm in such a negative mood, and I don't know why. It's just I just wake up that way. It's really strange, because generally I'm pretty happy, but there are some days where you just kind of and I think a lot of it has to do with this consciousness shift, which I will talk about in a few minutes. Then we will take callers. I feel like I've gypped you all for the last 2 weeks. I haven't been able to talk to many of you, so I won't do a whole lot of chatting today unless I get overrun by spirit. So we have Barry Goldstein's coming. He's a musician. Hi, Julie. And we've got John White going to the end of the season. He's doing his weekend thing he does with a whole bunch of classes. So that's at the end of season. We do have Michael. I can't read my handwriting. It looks like Mirdad. He does all sorts of things, healing and everything like that. It's so much fun. And I also saw too that the reservations for the hotels open too. So you can make your reservations if you want to go to those things. Can a spirit really cause do you say anger? Can the spirit really cause the anger? That's an interesting question. I'm gonna digress from my plan to talk about that. I love when you guys talk to me, because it's kind of fun to, communicate. So I don't think spirit causes anger. I think it's something within ourselves. I have a theory that we are the way we are. And as we discover more about ourselves, we'll discover the positives as well as the negatives, the light side and the dark side, the shadow side, if you will, as well, the parts we kind of deny that we don't want to acknowledge. Okay, so those kinds of things, we were told, hold on, I'm reading this, his anger and his accidents were caused by a relative who passed who was abusive to him as a child. Seems far-fetched. Was caused by a relative who passed, who was abusive to him as a child. So the anger he has now, it's caused by an abuse he had when he was younger. That would make sense if the spirit, if that person is physically here. Was physically here. Because, of course, we all have some trauma that we hold on to, and we take it through our lives. So when we're discovering ourselves, we can see some of those things, those belief systems that we've picked up as we live, that we're not good enough. So frequently they come back to we're not good enough. And those beliefs, I used to believe that I wasn't good enough, and sometimes I still believe that. But I recognize that, and so I can work with it. I know it's there. I know it's a part of me. By learning about ourselves, it doesn't mean we deny the negative aspects of ourselves, but that we embrace those sides, and we get to find out more about ourselves, and we can understand it. If you don't have the ups and downs, I can't really see this all. Poopers. Or is shifting vibration. Is Uncle Steve, this is fun. I should just have you call in. Or harming, what? Okay. We told Steve is attached to, okay. No. This is my belief system right now, and Angel, feel free to send me a private message. I won't be able to do it now, while I'm on the show, but send me a private message, because this looks like something I need to discuss with you a little bit more. No, that's okay. Don't worry. So yeah, because I do want to know what's going on. I don't believe spirits can attach to us. That's my belief system. If somebody believes that, it's kind of like they're pushing their responsibility off onto somebody else. Blaming somebody else for how they're feeling. So I don't believe that. I do believe that past trauma in our lives, and the physical life we're having now, okay, I'm not going to talk about reincarnation right now, but the lives we're having now, if something has happened in our lives, yes, we will carry that forward. And we can have some anger and things that affect us as we're living. And we can, yes, you can manifest things into reality. Yes, that is very true. And if somebody believes, and this is so wonderful, because you're understanding what I'm saying, if somebody believes something is true, somebody believes somebody's out to get them, somebody believes that negative spirits have attached to them, whatever it is, they're going to reaffirm that belief and take that belief with them. And it's going to affect how they live and the choices they make in their lives. And it does kind of push off their self-responsibility a little bit and get them out of their own awareness. We have to become self-aware. And the more we know about ourselves, the more we can work with ourselves, and the more we can love ourselves. Even the crappy parts of ourselves, we don't want people to know. Sometimes I can be a real jerk. And I know people would think, no, really? But it is true. And we all can be a jerk. And so we have to acknowledge that and say, yeah, you know what, today I'm having a crappy day and I'm going to be a jerk. There you go. But other times we can recognize we're moving into that energy, and we can say, you know what, I'm going to step back. I don't want to be a jerk today. So I'm going to take control again. I'm going to recenter myself back into who I truly am. And even if we do something wrong, in quotes, something we're not proud of, okay, that doesn't make us a bad person. We're all good people inside. We really are. And if we do something we don't like, or something happens, that doesn't mean we have to keep repeating it. We can let it go. We can work with it and let it go and say, you know what, I'm moving on. I choose not to do this. Lots of times when somebody's irritating us, if we are on the self-discovery path, we are more open, more aware to making shifts. And if somebody, years ago when I started playing with this, it was kind of fun. It was like a little mirror. If somebody was a jerk to me and I was getting really worked up, I was taking something personally, maybe I should have, maybe I shouldn't have. I was taking it personally, and I was allowing myself to get worked up. And I didn't like whatever it was they were doing. Let me see if I can come up with an example. Maybe they were gossiping. They were gossiping about me, and I didn't like it. Okay, and I would get all worked up. They're gossiping about me. That's not nice. They shouldn't say those things. But when I started my path, I started looking at those things and recognizing if I didn't like an action somebody else was doing, what I needed to do was turn it back to myself and say, okay, I don't like them gossiping, but do I gossip? And you know what? It turned out I was. So then I could recognize that and go, you know what? I don't want to do that. I want to step out of that energy, because that's not a part of the energy I want to embrace. I understand it's there, but that doesn't mean I'm going to perpetuate it. I want to make a new choice. So you have to be very honest with yourself. What is it you want to be. Who do you want to be? What kind of person are you? Who do you want to be? And then make those choices. You've got to be able to be willing to look at yourself and see your crap and go, ew, yeah, ooh, dear, I do that. Oh, crap, that's not good. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be a mean person. I don't want that. And then you've also, when you recognize that, you've got to let it go. You've got to forgive yourself and say, it's okay. You're doing the best you can right now. And that's all we can ask for. And yes, we all make mistakes and we all say stupid things and we all do stupid things. But that's okay. If you're aware and you're open and you're willing to learn and grow, then you can work with that. Now, for people, some of you are sending me some messages there and it's a little hard for me to see them all. Feel free to send me a message, okay? My Facebook page, you're on it now, is Colleen Van Der Zijden, Medium and Self-Empowerment Coach, and you can send me a message right through there. You can also do it through my website. There's a little, one of those little envelope things. My email is actually Colleen@ColleenVanderzijden.com. So that works too. And Van Der Zijden is just how it sounds, Vander, Z-Y-D-E-N. And I would be happy to send you a little message back and just give you some insight. I won't go on and on, but I'll give you some insight with that. Now, boy, I've been talking on and on, haven't I? I'm so sorry, caller people. I'm going to get to you. I really am. I was going to talk about consciousness shifts tonight, and maybe I'll come back to that in a minute or more because I do feel like I need to get a caller. But I do want to announce that on Sunday, this Sunday coming up, March 18th, it is the 18th, right? Yes. At 8 p.m., 8 o'clock to 8:30 p.m. It's a Sunday. I'm doing a free distant healing. Okay. I do them about once every other month. And this is actually the last one I'm going to be doing until the fall because I'm really busy and I'm just finding it hard to get organized and get the information out to people. So if you're interested in participating in this free distant healing, we do it. We're connected energetically. You just need to send me a message. You can do it through the Facebook, my Facebook page. You can do it with an email and just let me know you're signing up for the free distant healing. You don't have to give me your life story if you don't want to. I put everybody on a list and then I touch in with, I have these healing rods I use that I just love, and I send healing to everyone. I usually have about 150, 200 people on the list, and feel free to just get yourself on it as well. The more people on it, I feel that the energy really gets interesting. You don't have to pay attention, but I do like to tell people if you want to pay attention, it can be interesting to notice. I start promptly at 8, like literally my phone changes to 8 and I start and I stop promptly at 8:30 so people can notice the difference. So before 8 o'clock starts, you can sit at a quiet place, lie down or something. And pay attention. Just notice how you're feeling before the healing starts. Notice if your mind is going crazy. Notice how your emotions are. Notice your body. Okay, relax it. If you have pains, aches, those kinds of things, just notice them. Okay, so that when the healing is happening, you can pay attention to what you're experiencing. If you want to set a specific intention as to what you would like healed, you can do that. So you can, if you have headaches or something, you can just set your intention. You want your headaches to be healed, and then let it go. Okay, don't sit there and obsess. Oh, I want my headaches healed. I want my headaches healed. I want my headaches healed. Don't do that. Just set it and let it go, because then you can really open yourself up to the experience and allow the healing to come through and come through for you. It will come to people in different ways. Some people will literally have physical sensations and will contact me after and say, I could tell you were working on my arm at 8:10. I could feel it, or I felt this heat. I felt tingling. I felt cold. And everybody will have a different sensation. Some people will have a physical healing. Some will have emotional. Some will have spiritual healing. We never know, but we put our trust in the universe and trust in God that what you need is what you're going to get. And I can tell you without a doubt, I have seen amazing things from my healing work. And I don't want to claim it as my healing work, only that I am the vessel the healing comes through. I have seen these things happen. I have seen amazing tumors disappearing, people walking who couldn't before. I've seen eczema clear up. I've seen fibromyalgia disappear, diabetes numbers get better. I have no explanation for this except I just hold the space. And you can take yourself into that space and join us there and allow the healing to work. as it's going to work for you. Sometimes people think that a healing is only physical, and it is not. It is for all sorts of aspects of our lives. Sometimes those physical problems we have are very important to our growth and development. Without the physical problems, we wouldn't learn as much. Years ago, I was very stressed out in a marital situation, and it got to the point that I was having problems walking. I had basically just lost my center totally and was so stressed out. I don't know what it did to my body, but it did something. And they were actually checking me for all these different illnesses and multiple sclerosis and all that stuff. But then when I took some action to change that situation, the symptoms and everything went away. So that, for me, was a very important part of my growth and development, because it was a sign. Sometimes our physical things are a sign that there's something we need to look at, okay? So if you have a physical problem that you would love to be healed from, if it's not going away, see what you can learn from it. See what it's teaching you about yourself. See what it's teaching you about other people too. Have you ever noticed people who have serious illnesses so many times, they have such a gratitude for life. They recognize the brevity we can have in life, and they grasp and long to have more of these moments. So their gratitude for the small, important, small events in their lives starts to shine through, and they really have a greater awareness, an expanded vision than we have, just because they see how important it is and how wonderful it is to be here and have these opportunities. So there are a lot of different ways we can learn things, and it's can be painful. I'm not going to lie. It can be painful sometimes, and it can be hard and difficult and the biggest challenge you ever had in your life. And sometimes it can also be a pivotal moment that leads you to the greatest blessings you can have in your life as well. That doesn't mean you can't have a spontaneous healing, though, okay? So never give up hope if you have something going on. I've seen it. It can happen. And I believe that with all my heart. I really do. Okay, apparently I'm not going to talk about what I was going to talk about at this point, because I do want to take some callers. So this is what we're going to do with the callers. You can call in, and I have some now, and I haven't even said the number, so let me do that. It's 818-739-8818. So what we'll do is you can call in, you can ask a question about what we've been talking about. You can ask a question if you have a problem, you'd like some coaching suggestions to move into a different place, accessing the spiritual aspects of coaching, that kind of thing as well. You can call in if you want to connect with a loved one on the other side, and we'll see what happens. You can call in if you just want to talk and chat and you have something that you'd like to share, or you have a story or something like that. I'd love to talk to you. So what I like to do is I just kind of look at the numbers and see which one grabs me. So I apologize to anybody who has been waiting a very long time and I haven't gotten to you, because this number is really grabbing me right now. Where did it go? Okay, so I'll say the last four numbers of your telephone number, and then if you could share your name, that would be awesome. It's 2114. 2114. Here I come. Let's make sure it's working.
Hi, my name is Barbara.
Hi, Barbara. I can't tell you how happy I am that you can hear me and I can hear you, because 2 weeks ago it wasn't working that way. So I'm so happy about this. So how can I help you tonight?
I would like just a brief mediumship reading to connect with any loved one that wants to come through.
Okay. Right away I'm feeling a man stepping in very close to you, and I have to tell you I'm feeling stuff around my neck area that gives me a little bit of constriction around my neck. Okay. And I'm also feeling something on my lower back, and I don't know if it's mine or his. But I do have this man. Now, do you have a man who had some constriction around his neck?
Yes, my father.
Okay. Okay. And there's a lot of stuff happening in that area, I must say. Okay. He's coming in with a little bit of, showing himself to me in the physical, when he was here in the physical. He gives me a little bit of gruffness about him. I'm not feeling him sharing a lot of things with people. Was he a little gruff at times, or was it just near the end?
No, Well, he was very gentle with me, but he had a rough nature with other people.
Okay, because he seems a little uncomfortable, is what it's feeling to me. Would you happen to know if he was uncomfortable in situations where he didn't know people?
No.
Okay.
No, he was very people
Charming?
oriented.
Okay, because it's an interesting feel how he's coming in. I don't know if he's just a little bit, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure what it is. It's an odd feeling.
I've been going through some very difficult things. We were very close, so that might explain why he may be feeling discomfort.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll tell you, you never know what Spirit's going to do to get me where I need to go. Because I like him. I like the energy he has. I do feel that protective energy, like you were talking about how close you guys were. I do feel that protective energy about you. And would he happen to be mad at somebody for you right now?
Yes.
Okay. That explains so much. Thank you, Angel. That explains so much.
A sibling.
Oh, don't you hate that? I can't tell you how many family dramas I have been talking to people about in the last few weeks. I cannot tell you. It's so many. Because there's a bit of, well, I guess frustration, anger, that would explain that, because he's telling me you're actually quite reasonable. He tells me you think well, you can figure things out. He also tells me you're very tactful, and you're not much of one for coming right out and yelling at people, that kind of thing. That's not you. And he says you've been very, you really skirted around the bush a little bit there, huh? It's like you didn't really come right out and say what you needed to say, but then you had to, and you did. Boy. Okay, now your sibling. Has your sibling always been a bit on the dramatic side?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm touching into the right person there. Okay.
Very mean.
Yeah, there's he's showing me the ups and downs. You know what it is? It's the manipulation. It feels like manipulation. Like if I'm really nice to you and charming to you and all of that stuff, then you're going to do what I want. And there's the sincerity that's not there. It's definitely missing. There's a lot of him giving me the impression of wanting you to just protect yourself, not try to fix it. He actually kind of gives me the impression you've kind of stopped trying to fix it. Have you stopped trying to fix it?
No. I've had moments when I've stopped, when I've decided to give up, and then I decided I have to keep going.
Keep trying. Yeah.
I have to get it fixed.
Yeah, because he's talking about you stepping back, okay? I want to step back, and I want to protect myself a little more.
Yes.
The phrase, what is this going through my head? It's you can't deal with crazy.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
You are right.
Yeah, sorry to say that because it's kind of negative, but, you can't. You can't change somebody else. But when he's talking about you again, he's showing me, you have that good heart. You're a loving person. You're somebody who recognizes the value of family. You're somebody that recognizes the importance of our relationships. And you're not much of one for giving up. You're not. And at the same time, he does mention to take a breather here. I want to step back. As I'm doing this, though, and I'm putting my hand on my chest, and I don't know if you're watching or just listening, but I'm putting my hand on my chest, and I can feel a lot of pain in there. Okay, and the emotional pain of having this problem. Can at times be overwhelming because number one, it's not right. But two, it's not valuing the relationships we have, the importance of family. And that can be very hard to handle and very hard for people to swallow because family is important. And you know, in talking with so many spirits over the years, invariably 90 something percent of the time, if they talk about family, they're talking about how important their families were to them, how proud they are of their family, and that relationships are the most important thing here in the living. And we tend to put that on the back burner sometimes, you know, for other things. And for people like you who are actually sensitive and can feel things and are wanting to help people get along and all of that stuff, it can be hard for the sensitive people to deal with a person who's manipulative. But he tells me, okay, he tells me that you're definitely not going to give up. That's okay to take your steps back. But you won't. You'll continue trying to reach out and you'll continue trying to make things better. He says, hold on. Okay. He's saying just to make sure you release your expectation, that there is no expectation.
Okay.
It's mostly doing what you want to do for your benefit, to know that you yourself did everything you could in your power and to do it in a nice way. You know, he says you have a lot more patience than some other people would in this situation and others, that you have a lot more patience.
That's very true.
And he's not telling you to stop with it, okay? But he is saying just be aware of it, you know, that you have that, and to make sure you're taking care of yourself, not letting it overwhelm you so much too. There's so much love coming through for you. I have to make sure I say that because so frequently I forget to say that part, which is so important. But there's so much love coming through for you, and he's very proud of you because he says you've taken the high road. You haven't stooped down to the lower route, and you've been very good about doing things as ethically as possible. That's what he's telling me. Yes. So that is beautiful. Yeah, beautiful man.
That was his influence.
Yeah.
And very strong. Same way between both of us. It was a very strong, unconditional love.
Yeah, I do like him a lot. And the impression he gives me of you is very similar. You know, you do have a similar energy about you, you know, because I can tell you are a person who does your best, you know, and you're here to make a difference in your way, and you're doing it. So he wants to make sure you know that too. Okay, I suppose I should stop talking. I'll just go on and on and on. Well, thank you so much for calling, Barbara. It was so nice talking to you.
Thank you so much. That was very uplifting. Thank you
very good.
Much. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, it's so interesting, isn't it? I tell you, I love spirit. It can be amazing. You know, to have that connection and to know so strongly that people are still here and still present in our lives. When I go see a medium myself, which is fun, I love doing this. When I go see a medium myself, I don't really need proof that they're there. I love to hear whatever they want to say. I just want to have that added connection, you know, and just to go, hey, what's going on? I can do that myself, you know, but it's not quite the same, you know, because I'm just like everybody else. I sit there and go, am I making this up, or is he really there? You know, and sometimes you'll just get it just right in. I do want to mention, what time do I have? Okay. I do want to mention a little bit of what I was going to talk about because I feel like it may help some people. And for those of you who are just joining in, this is Lily Dale Radio. I'm Colleen Vanderzijden. We are on Blog Talk Radio right now, as well as on my Facebook page, Colleen Vanderzijden, Medium and Self-Empowerment Coach. And you can follow me there, and I would love if you would follow me there because I'm getting ready to hand in a book proposal to a publisher, and they are looking at my numbers. Yeah, you think you can just write a book and they'll just take it because it's a good book or something. But no, they want to know that you have people who actually care and might buy the book. That's what they're looking for. My numbers are nowhere close to where they're looking for, but it's a contest that I'm eligible to enter, and so I have a shot. So we're going for the shot. So the number to call in is 818-739-8818, and you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Tonight's topic was going to be on consciousness shifting and feeling off balance, off center, unbalanced, all of those things. Thank you, Annette. I'm glad you care. You guys are so sweet. Yeah, because I do want to help people. It's kind of my point in being alive. That's my point. That's my passion. That's my purpose. I want to help people, and it's a fun purpose most days. But people are noticing right now. I talked a little bit before about people feeling a little unbalanced. Waking up in the morning and feeling a little off. There's a consciousness shift happening. A consciousness shift happening right now in the world. It's affecting everyone. Things are going all over the place. You may notice that life seems more difficult. Things are getting accelerated and sped up. You might be severely bothered by the country's or the world's problems. You might feel restless, confused, all sorts of different things, but without having a reason. And this shift is happening to help raise our vibrations, all of us, to raise our vibration up. Everything negative that's happening in the world and in our lives and around us is there to help us raise our vibration higher. It's helping us evolve into the beings of love and compassion that we truly are. Okay? If you can understand that, you don't have to be able to put it all into practice, but if you can understand that this shift and all the crap goes with this shift and is helping us raise our vibrations to be that love and compassion, which is who we truly are inside, I have to tell you, it does make our lives a lot easier. It makes our problems easier. It doesn't make them all go away. It doesn't make them that easy sometimes. But just knowing that we can get something out of it helps us raise that vibration. Sometimes these things, these symptoms, I like to call them restlessness, confusion, and all that, will show up, and we don't really have a reason. We just feel off. And it could just be the external energies that are affecting you. Okay, part of this shifting. It could also be helping you confront a situation that you might be denying. Have you ever done that? I know I have, where you ignore something you know is not good for you. You don't take the action step you need to take, and you just kind of set it aside and say, I'm not going to deal with it. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And with this consciousness shift, what will happen, and I've been experiencing this, is you'll have one problem and you ignore it. Then another problem comes on top of it and you kind of deal with it a little bit. And then, this phone of mine. And then another problem will happen. And the problems will escalate to such a point that you will be forced to deal with whatever it is you are ignoring, suppressing, and denying. You will be forced to take care of it because you'll have to. Your vibration will not be in alignment to where it needs to be. And if your vibration's moving up here, but you're still stuck down here somewhere, then it's going to make you get up there, and it's going to make you do whatever you have to do to get there. It's a lot easier if we actually listen to our inner selves and do what we're supposed to do. That's in quotes, supposed to do, according to our truth and who we are. Okay, so that's a part of the consciousness shift that I wanted to talk about. But I do want to get to another caller because, like I said before, I feel as though I've denied you the opportunity with the problems we had a few weeks ago, plus not being here because the other internet problems. So I'm going to take another caller. Yes, I am. Okay, who am I? Oh, I like that number. Ooh, let's see. Okay, this is a good number. So I'll say your last four numbers of your telephone number and then tell me your name. And it's 3199. Okay, 3199. 3199. Hello. How are you today?
Good.
Good. And what's your name?
I would love a mediumship reading.
Okay.
Whatever comes through.
Okay, and what's your name?
Karen.
Karen. Awesome. Okay. I'm feeling a woman who's coming in right now, and I'm feeling a very serious illness before she passes. I feel like my body is shutting down. It feels like things are just one after another shutting down, shutting down, shutting down. I'm feeling pain in my, where's this? My cheek, jaw area as well. Do you have an older woman who would have passed with her body just shutting down one part after another?
It might have been my grandmother.
Okay. I'm going to describe her a little bit more with what she's showing me. Because as she's showing me this, I'm feeling it's almost like a fog in my mind, okay? I don't know if she had dementia or if it's part of the body shutting down that she's showing me. When she takes me back younger for her, she seems like she's a lot of fun. There's a lot of energy here, but I also get a little bit of a strictness. Was your grandmother on the stricter side at times?
I don't know. I remember it was very loving.
Okay.
But I think she raised 9 kids, so I bet she probably was strict.
Yeah, I bet she'd almost have to be, wouldn't she, with that many kids? Because I feel like she'd be a lot of fun, but I get a little bit of a strictness with her. She's giving me, do you happen to know how she passes? Because she's giving me stuff up in the chest and throat area, too.
It was adult onset diabetes.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. That's okay. So just keep what I'm saying in mind, because it may make sense for somebody else further. Later on, you might go, oh, wait a minute, that fits with somebody else instead. But as she's coming through, she's talking about the people around her taking care of her before she passes. She's talking about people touching in with her, checking in with her frequently. Did she make it to a significant age before she passes?
No, somebody that was of significant age before she passed was my great-grandmother.
Okay.
Who lived to be 100.
Okay. Because it feels to me as though there's a lot of people coming around her, touching in with her, checking on her, and, and that significant age is significant. There's also, yeah. Do you happen to know if she had hearing problems as well?
Yes.
Okay. I use my body a lot to touch in with people, so I'll feel things within my body, and that helps the people come through for me. There's something else, too. Do you happen to know? I want to do stuff with my hands. I can't tell if I'm playing cards or what I'm doing. I want it to be... I'll do it on the camera in case you're watching. I want to be pushing my hand away from my body and doing something. Did she have a hobby or something where she would have used her hands quite a bit?
Oh, she loved to bake pies.
Okay.
She loved to bake pies.
Because I'm pushing away from my body and like doing something with my fingers. I don't know. What can I tell you? She's doing that too. She's wow. She's very happy to be talking to you. Yeah. She wants to smooth
She was really special.
She wants to smooth your hair and your head. You know how you do that with a child? You just kind of rub their head just a little bit? That's what I'm doing. I want to smooth your head, smooth your hair. And it's a very gentle motion of wanting to, it's kind of oh boy, how am I going to put this? It's a reassuring feel, a very loving feel, very kind. There's a lot of reassurance in there. It's kind of like I want to tell you, it's going to be okay, that kind of feeling coming through. It's going to be okay. Everything's good. She's very proud of you. You had some issues, huh? So, we've all had issues, but she's talking about some things in the past. And, I don't know if something's going on now, too, because she really wants to tell you it's going to be okay. Do you have something going on now that is really dragging you down?
Well, I had 3 months of probably the hardest time of my life, just passing and someone in a very bad place that I made sure they stayed alive. And we've just gotten past that. We're just now into some smoother waters.
Okay, that explains a lot to me because that feeling of just wanting to reassure and tell you that over and over is so strong, and she wasn't giving me other things, and that makes sense then, because she would want to reassure you that it is going to be okay, you know. And that would also explain the pride, because you did so much. Okay, I understand. There's a lot of did she have teeth issues too?
Did she?
Yeah, did she have teeth issues?
I would imagine she wore dentures toward the end of her life.
Okay, because I'm
Seems like.
all of a sudden I want to be grabbing my teeth. I am grabbing my teeth. I'm so sorry, Facebook people. They're watching me grabbing my teeth. So it's funny when I'm doing a reading, you know, different pieces of information come through, and I kind of go in a trance. So if something really different comes in while I'm talking about something else, it usually just kind of gets me back into their energies a little bit. I do want to acknowledge too the young man around you. There's somebody that's needed quite a bit of guidance. You have somebody like this then?
I would say probably I do.
Yeah, because there's an acknowledgement of a young man around you who needs quite a bit of guidance, just making sure they stay on the right path and all of that. When she shows me that, she gives me a lot of head pain with that. So I don't know if that goes with you or if that goes with that person that she's talking about. But it strikes me as having a lot of thinking going on in there about this person. I don't think I'm predicting anything, okay? But if you understand who I'm talking about, just keep an eye out, okay? And make sure everybody's aware of whatever they need to be aware of. There's some concern coming in, so I don't know what that means, but there you have it. She says too, okay, thank you. Okay. She says that, okay. Did you have the flu recently?
No.
Okay, I don't want to give it to you. So, because this is what she's telling me, okay? And I don't want to give it to you, so make sure you get enough sleep. She's given me the impression that after the stress of everything, that your immune system is on the lower side, okay? So take that into consideration, okay?
Okay.
There's a feeling of wanting to make sure you're keeping your energy and your health in the right place, okay?
Good.
Yeah,
Okay.
so don't, so wash your hands, use the hand sanitizer, don't touch things, all of that stuff. Do all of those things, because there's a concern with that. Okay, I suppose I should stop talking. I would just go on and on forever. She sends you a lot of love, a lot of pride, and that feeling. I wouldn't be surprised too now if you don't, at night particularly, feel her like physically touching you. So what I've been doing is stroking the right side of my temple area. Okay, so if you feel something there, you won't right away recognize that it's her, but after the fact you might. Okay, so I do want to bring that in so you understand that in case something comes up. I don't want to freak you out. So okay, so I will just leave you that with her love. So thank you so much for calling.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was nice. Yes, you have a good night.
All right, you too. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, and that was Karen. Yeah, it was really interesting because the energy that came in with her, it was kind of like my whole body just kind of woo and took me into a different place there. Yeah, lovely woman. You know, when we've gone through some stressful times, some challenging times, our spirit people, you know, they send us support. They send us that love. And interestingly, you know, that was her primary message. I kept waiting for something else, and it was mostly she just wanted to let her know that she was still here and was and reassuring her. That was really important for her. Interesting. I'll tell you, who knows? Surround yourself with the white light. Yes. I know you guys are having your private conversation. I'm getting in on it. Sorry. So now I do want to talk about the consciousness shift, and I'll take another caller for a few minutes. I'm noticing more recently, like I was talking about with my first caller, Barbara, about the family dramas that we seem to be having. Within this consciousness shift, there seems to be quite a few issues with the people around us, relationships with people, not necessarily always romantic. It can be just regular relationships too, family relationships, friend relationships, whatever. We seem to be having some issues with the shifting as it pertains to other people. You may notice that the people around you are actually bringing up your worst sides, and that is those people who may be so very irritating and frustrating. Those people are actually helping you raise your vibration, okay? Frequently, the greatest lessons we learn are from relationships with other people. Back years ago when I was dating, which is a horrible experience, dating, I would learn so much about myself with that, and what was acceptable, what wasn't, what my boundaries were, and all of those things. And I had grew up in a somewhat sheltered place, and I didn't have a lot of awareness as to how to be myself. And as I've gotten older, of course, we usually move into that ourselves. Yes, there is such a shift happening now, isn't it? It's as we get older, and in this time that we're having now, and it's been going on for a while. And have you noticed too, your problems are like one after another? You can't just have one and finish it and be done. It has to keep going and say, oh yeah, okay, you're not done with that one, we're going to give you another one. Yeah, we're going to give you another one. We're going to give you another one. And everything is so accelerated. Along with that comes a decrease in our tolerance. We have a decrease in our tolerance for people we don't like, for situations. We may not be able to tolerate lots of sounds. We might start to really crave silence and to be alone. We might start to overreact to things, which wouldn't be normal for us. We might be having sleep issues. We wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and we don't know why, and we feel like, you know, something's happening and we've got to take care of something. And we have to remember to come back inside ourselves again, to recenter back inside. I started meditating. Anytime I start to get a little bit off, I was an okay meditator, you know, I wasn't very regular, but then I had to meditate because it was the only way I could bring myself back to my center. I love to be alone. I do. I love it so much. I used to listen to music all the time. Then I got in a car accident back in 2009, I think it was. And after that, I couldn't listen to music in my house anymore. Isn't that strange? I'm a violinist and I was a music teacher. But in my house, I wouldn't have any music playing. I rarely have music on in the car anymore. I need my alone, quiet time. I've also noticed too with the sensitivities, I can't eat certain foods anymore. And that was a bit of a challenge at times too. Yeah, we love to be alone. And it's interesting because as we go through this shift, everybody does their own shift in their own way. But as we go through this, we will find there will be some people around us, and not just the jerk ones that we normally see, but other people who make it a point to tell us we're doing something wrong, tell us, put us down, criticize us, love to point out their better way, and that, you know, you have to do it this way if you're going to do it. And that's not right. You know, just because I have a sensitivity to whatever during this shift doesn't mean you're going to. You're going to have your own thing. You're going to have your own experiences. And isn't that amazingly wonderful? We're all unique individuals, and we can do whatever we want. You know, we can evolve like we want to, and we should. We're unique. We need to do that. So if anybody ever tells you that you have to do something a certain way, unless it's your boss, then you, I'm tuning into Barb tonight. Yeah. Hey, you never know, right? follow your heart. Don't follow somebody else's. Don't feel like you have to do something a certain way just because I say it or somebody else says it. And if anybody ever does tell you that, and insists that they're right and their way's the only way, go the other way. Just go the other way. It's not worth it. It's kind of like when you go to a medium or a psychic and they tell you you're surrounded by negative energy and for an extra $300, they'll get rid of it. And I didn't think that still happened, but I've had 2 clients tell me that in the last few months. Can you believe it? I mean, really? No, that's stupid. Oh, it just gets me all worked up. That's ridiculous. So if it doesn't feel, whatever it is, if it doesn't feel right to you, don't do it. Okay? Just don't do it. You got a doctor telling you got to take a certain medication, because if you don't take it, actually that's going on with me right now. I have some osteoporosis apparently in my body, and they want me to take that medication, and I'm just like, I don't want to. It doesn't feel right to me. There's side effects and all this, and I don't want to do it. I'm going to talk to my female doctor, gynecologist, about it instead and see what her perspective is, because she's a woman and because nothing against the males, but she understands it a little bit more, and I'll get another professional opinion because I'm not a medical person. I'm a violinist. What can I tell you? And I'm a medium. So whatever. So only do what feels right to you. Don't let people force you, push you. Don't make a perception that you think somebody else is pushing you. I was driving the other day. Apparently, I'm just going to keep talking. I must have so much to say to you. I haven't talked to you in so long. I was driving back from Florida the other day, and I would be in the left lane passing somebody, and somebody would come up and behind me as fast as possible. And I could feel myself getting stressed that I needed to drive faster because they wanted me to drive faster so they could, get around the car I was also passing. And finally I was like, I'm just going to go my comfortable speed and they can wait. And I was allowing, at the beginning, I was allowing myself to get worked up with that. And I didn't want to do that. So we want to make sure we're not putting a perception out there. Yeah, go see a DO doctor, not an MD. They don't do right. Okay, wait, I'm going to write that down. Thank you. DO doctor. Yeah, because, you just don't know. I don't know. Things are weird. Okay. I'm driving home from Florida too. I know, isn't it weird? Oh, some of those drivers. Oh, whatever. Now, I do want to, I'm so sorry, people who are listening and been waiting for me to get to you for a call. Oh, okay, this is what I'll do. I'm not going to have time to get to you. So next week, I will do the smallest little talking bit, and then I will take callers the whole rest of the time. Okay, so I'll talk about, I don't know what I'll talk about. Whatever I talk about, I'll talk about, and then I'll take callers for like 45 minutes, and I'll see if I can do like 7 or 10 or something, because I just feel like I have to talk tonight. Now, the benefits of the consciousness shift, because we only have a couple minutes left. The benefits, okay, there are so many benefits of this consciousness shift. So don't think it's just because you got problems, that's all you're going to have. I didn't even get to the good part here. People are developing their intuitive skills, their medium abilities, their healing abilities. They're able to connect with other people so much better. People are becoming aware of their spiritual side, the spiritual aspects, the God they believe in. They're connecting with that. They're connecting to their love energy, their compassion energy. These are the benefits. This is where we're moving to. Isn't that awesome? Can you imagine the world where all of us love each other? Can you imagine? I probably won't see it from the physical side. The other side I will. But can you imagine what it would be like? And it's happening right now. You're a part of this. You're a part of raising the world up into this love energy. You chose to come here at this time so you could help. I know you're thinking, what was I thinking? But how wonderful is this, that you are the person that's out there raising the people up around you, being the light, shining for the people around you to help raise them up in their consciousness shift and their vibration. It's amazing. It's awesome. You can't get any better than this. We are beings of love and compassion, not ego. We're not ego. We don't have to do these things. We're learning
90 seconds.
We're learning to trust ourselves, our inner power. We have this power that allows us to be out there, that allows us to live true to ourselves. And that's why we're here, to live true to ourselves, spreading our love, the God love, the energy of compassion Everything that's happening to us is helping us learn and grow. This crap that we have happening at times, it's all good. It's all good. It's there. Our life path is perfection. It's exactly the way it's supposed to be, even though we question at times. Everything is here to help with our spiritual development and our awakening. Everything. Okay, so I had chatted and chatted. So thank you so much. I've still got a few minutes left. Well, seconds left. But thank you so much for watching and listening. I'm Colleen Vanderzijden. This was Embracing Your Essence, and this is Lily Dale Radio. You can find me on psychicmediumcolleen.com, or if you want to be brave, ColleenVanderzijden.com. And you can also find me on Facebook, and please do follow me there. Colleen Vanderzijden, medium and self-empowerment coach. There are other Lily Dale radio shows. Check them out. We've got 10 o'clock Wednesday morning, 8 o'clock Wednesday night, and Thursday, 10 o'clock in the morning. And it's so much fun. Go to lilydaleassembly.org and check out everything that's happening. And you will be inspired just by doing that. It's an awesome thing. I have to fix my stupid camera again. There we go. Okay, so what else do I need to tell you? I've still got my Facebook people here. So thank you again. So next week, that's what I'll do. I'll do a little chat, and then I'll just take callers because I feel bad I didn't get to everybody. So thank you so much, Facebook people, for watching, and thank you, Blog Talk people, for listening. And I will talk to you next week. See you later. Bye.